Okay, so I'm gonna start with the first question. Let's talk about your beginnings. How you decide to become a music composer for video games and movies?
Before I would answer this question, I need to say that thanks for having me. Since I am watching soccer, I like Messi.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And I am watching him, and I really like how he's playing.
Yes, he's incredible.
And answering your question, you know, I started composing in 80s. My first computer was Commodore 64 with a great SID chip. And I just love this synth, this computer and his sound possibilities. So I started composing on Commodore 64 because I like tunes for video games.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was the main reason why I started composing, and also why I started composing for games, because I loved games. Since I was studying economy, after my economy study, I decided to get some theory of music, and I found my professor, and he taught me a lot of theory of music. And because I was self-teaching, self-teaching, and I on some moment when I was already composing music for games, I decided to go deeper in theory, music theory. So yeah, I studied with Professor Andrzej Baginski. It was great time because I learned a lot of the music. I think when you are self-teaching, you should when you think seriously about music for movies or games, you need to know theory. Also, if you do just electronic music or any music, theory is, you know, it's only help you.
The other question is, can you explain to our audience what Musicartvision is all about?
Musicartvision is my company, also this is my publishing company. You know, it's just company when I am decided to put my albums online and sell them on the digital stores worldwide. I make this Musicartvision company, and also when I am scoring, I am freelancing. I was working for Techland, but from 4 years I am a freelancer, and I make Musicartvision for helping me get new projects. And yeah, this is just my company.
Which was the first major video game music that you ever worked for?
Yeah, it was it was Crime Cities. Today I got some commentary on YouTube. There are a lot of people which have a nostalgia for this game. Mm-hmm. Because of soundtrack too. And I really love that those people still remember. It was quite a small game, but for me it was huge. It was 1998 when this game was released, and I composed this music on Commodore Amiga. Mm-hmm. With Music X and some Roland Tromplers, JV80 and JV1080. some stuff like that, typical instruments from the 90s.
Yes.
I think I added this kind of nostalgia to it.
Yeah.
Since when John Carpenter composed music for Escape from New York, it was like, you know, this time was it was modern. It was new music. When I composed Dying Light, it was like, you know, not modern music, but it was kind of nostalgia music, and I think it was I call that a little bit epic nostalgia for. So yeah, it was this composers and those movies was my inspiration for Dying Light. Of course, I added piano, I mangled synthesizer, I used tape saturation for this VHS tape effects.
You also put a singer who sings kind of like...
Yes, I also put a singer before, because it was this Dying Light, it was kind of Eastern,
yeah.
West, what? Eastern, not?
Middle Eastern, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I put singer on it because I love Turkish music out. This kind of instrument, they are sad, they are nostalgic. I love this music.
Yeah. And which is your favorite track on the whole song?
My favorite track, it was Horizon 2. And I think I like Strife.
Yeah.
And I think I like last one, Extent.
Okay.
Yeah, but Horizon at most. And
it's amazing that,
you know,
it's amazing the vibe that you get from that song. It's like, I love it.
Thank you.
It's like you get a whole mood of a city in ruins and chaos and fear, you know, and also you get that classic 80s vibe, you know, and John Carpenter. In the music Call of Juarez, you seem to use more acoustic instruments like guitar and piano. You did that to give a more Western kind of sound to the game?
Yeah, the first three parts I composing by myself, but Call of Juarez Gunslinger, I composed it with great composer Rod Abernathy, and he added a lot of Western, of American style to it. I love this co-working with him. And Paris was very specific, since I was working with game director Pawel Blaszczak, and he, with first part, Call of Juarez, he want not Call of Juarez sounding like typical Western music, like Ennio Morricone.
Yeah.
So we are looking for original DNA of Call of Juarez music. Second part was more in Ennio Morricone style. Third part was modern, and fourth part Gunslinger was most country-oriented style.
Okay.
And yeah, there are a lot of people which still like and still asking me about Call of Juarez Gunslinger. I think this cooperation with Rod Abernethy was really cool, and for me, it was really inspiring. Inspiring. The Witcher was great adventure, since when now there are next parts for The Witcher. This new composers are inspiring with the first part, and I have with the first part of Witcher I had blank page, since I was always love books from Sapkowski, and I was read this book when CD Projekt called me to compose music for The Witcher. No one knew that it will be big title, and it was not exactly, no one has an idea how this music should be sound, how this music should like. So, which I mostly love when I starting composing music for games. It was blank page, and I need to to create DNA original idea for The Witcher. So I was inspired by the Irish music, by the Polish folk, by the some Polish folklore music too, and some Ireland music. So I tried to combine it, and what it was helping that on this time I was in US. I was in US, so I had longing. I miss Poland, and it was helping me to. Getting this sad mood for The Witcher 1, since Witcher 1, compared to other parts, it's really dark music. I think right now when The Witcher is so popular and it's a AAA title, it is quite hard to compose, because you have a lot of pressure. You have a lot of you have a lot of some producers which make pressure to you as a composer to make a great soundtrack. And when it's a pressure, when it's AAA, it is like, composers need to make a lot of compromises. Yeah, we have a lot of freedom to I have a lot of freedom when I composing for music for The Witcher 1. I think other Witcher, this freedom for the composer will be not easy to have. But it's also good. I think, Star Wars have always music from John Williams, yeah? It's probably not a good idea to hire Hans Zimmer for the next Star Wars music and have Hans Zimmer style. So I think it's the same with The Witcher. I think it is like this game has this kind of own DNA, this kind of style, music style, and it's good, and there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Okay. I would like to ask you if you're working in a new project, in a new musical project for a game or a movie. Are you working in a new music project right now?
Yes, yes, I am working. I am working right now on a couple of the project which I cannot talk about, but I have really one project which I am pleasure to talk. I almost finished with the music for the Ascent. Ascent is cyberpunk game. It's a kind of Diablo style. It's isometric, and it is cyberpunk on the very in the other galaxy, on the some planet. One big corporation is ruling the world. This music is like this music has some kind of nostalgic vibe, some kind of 80s vibe, but it is also some kind of cybernetic vibe. It is mostly doing on synthesizers, on my hardware synthesizers, which are quite unique, like Prophet 5, like Moog Model D. I used a lot of hardware synthesizers for this game. Soundtrack will be released with release of the game. This game would be released this year by Neon Giant. They are Swedish developer, and you know, it was great experience, and I hope people would be like this music too, since I love to doing music on synthesizers, on hardware synthesizers, and you know, I love this world of Ascent, robots and metal, and it was quite of unique style. I really like this game.
Do you also, besides obviously the keyboards, do you play other instruments? You play guitar and drums, or?
Yes, I'm playing guitar a little bit. I'm trying to teach myself drums a little bit, but not quite time for learning. Yeah, I am playing guitar a little bit. My dream is to learn to playing cello. Maybe next year I will try. And I am also doing my own albums, because I don't want only composing for games. My couple last album in Dying Light mood, it is Der Weg, which also has this kind of nostalgia mood. I added Tangerine Dream style to this album, and I think in next 1 or 2 months I will release a new electronic album. It is called Reflections. And I tried to make it different from the Der Weg and Dying Light style, since, you know, as composer you need to always learn new stuff, and I think synths are still, you know, great tools for making interesting music.
Excellent. It was a tremendous honor, and we keep in touch. Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, thank you very much too. Thanks for having me for this. I am very happy to. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thanks. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Take care too. Bye bye.
Dzięki.